I can find it. All right, all you Tiki freaks, let's try this again. We were having technical difficulties a little bit earlier, but we are back. We are back with a couple of freaks from across the country. Welcome to, I am Rum Bum Jimmy. Welcome back to the Tiki Freaks podcast. We are glad to have you guys. I know that we've been kind of sporadic and haven't had a lot of shows, but we are going to fix that problem this year because we got some folks here that they're a lot more into Tiki than I am. Like, I learned Tiki perhaps from my buddy Scott, Trader Scott, who is on with us today. And I know that Zombie Jake is like, he and his wife are like the most Tiki ridiculous, awesome folks that imagine. And Scott's girlfriend there, like she loves Tiki. And she's the one who usually sends me the pictures of the Tiki bars because Scott takes terrible pictures. Anyways, welcome back, guys. I'm going to throw it over to Jake. And Jake, introduce yourself.
Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the Tiki Freaks podcast. My name is Zombie Jake, coming at you here from Columbus, Ohio. Excited to be a part of the show and talk to you guys about all the cool places we visited over the last couple of years. And excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, that's right. This is our favorite Tiki bars from coast to coast. Jake is coming to us from
Columbus, Ohio.
And Trader Scott, introduce you. Tell us where you're coming to us from.
I'm coming from Orlando, Florida, the land of where there should be many Tiki bars, and until recently there were none. But now it is a resurgence, and
you guys are swimming in Tiki bars now.
Yeah,
you know?
We are.
I'm kind of upset with Florida because you guys stole away perhaps our best bartender on the West Coast, Marie. She left the Tonga Hut. She was lured away.
Really?
To reinvigorate and reestablish Don the Beachcomber. So we can't blame her. She is
the
Tiki goddess.
Is legit. That place is legit. Yeah. So I those who don't know, Don the Beachcomber bars are starting out in Florida. I don't know how far they're going to permeate across the United States, but I recently went to one in Madeira Beach, which is about an hour and a half-ish from here. It's the first location to open. Got another location opening literally 10 minutes from my house, which is going to be an absolute disaster.
I absolutely hate you, but I can't wait to come visit you.
Yes. And so, Rachel and I had a really great experience there. Drinks are excellent. Food is excellent. The atmosphere, if I had to hold it up against some fully immersive, very well done Tiki bars, it's not quite there, but it's built for efficiency and for the masses. So they have decor enough, but they have a gigantic bar, which is not common in traditional Tiki bars, right? Like we know this, they have like 10 or 12 seats at their bar. This place has like, I don't know, 20, 30 seats at their bar. So they're made for that. But great job that they've done with the place, and great drinks. The only place that I've ever had, and I've tried this multiple places to get an original zombie, like Don the Beachcomber zombie, the only place that actually does it the right way.
It is Don the Beachcomber.
It is, yeah.
You can thank 100%. Marie. By the way, we're going to be begging Marie to come on with us. Speaking of Don the Beachcomber, I got the book right. Oh, I just closed it. Beach Bum Berry, his recipe book, and page 7. Well, it's kind of like the Bible of Tiki as far as Tiki drinks. Page 71. Don the Beachcomber was the inventor of the Mai Tai. So, for those of you, what we'll try to do is each of our podcasts, we're not going to bore you with like a 2-hour long podcast. Our podcast will last until we get to the bottom of our Mai Tais. That's how we're going to do it.
Wait, so you're saying he's the inventor of the Mai Tai, or are you talking about Trader Vic? Because there's discrepancy there. So I would say Don the Beachcomber is the inventor of the zombie. Trader Vic is the inventor of the Mai Tai.
Oh, you're right. Trader Vic is the Mai Tai, and then Don the Beachcomber is the Mai Tai Swizzle. Oh, and the variation of the Mai Tai Swizzle was Don the Beachcomber. I did not know that. What's cool, Scott? for those who don't know, Scott's talking about how Florida used to be kind of like, we have core tiki. Tiki came from Los Angeles, Hollywood. It's an invention of the movie studios. It's an invention of Don, the beachcomber, after his travels, mostly in the Caribbean, which is odd. It's a mixture of Caribbean, Polynesian. It's not culturally accurate. It is an invention. That's why it's an appreciation and escape, because we're not going to go into the appropriation discussion right now because we are just not going to do it. But there's a brand new documentary coming out about Don the Beachcomber. It's the official documentary of his life. It debuts, I think, in 2 weeks, 1 week, right there in Orlando, Florida, at the Florida Film Festival. Scott, we'll see if we can get you tickets. That would be awesome. Marie's going to be there, and that's where you go and beg her to come on the here.
Nice.
Thing that I'm a little upset about is I kept on telling Scott, you've got one of the biggest East Coast tiki festivals coming to Orlando. It ended yesterday. I forgot the Tiki A Go, so we should have got you over there. But for those of you listening, the biggest tiki festival in the world, well, it's in the United States, they claim it's in the world, is Tiki Oasis. It's coming up in San Diego. Tickets go on sale in just a couple weeks, so be looking for that. Tiki Oasis Arizona, though, is it happening right now? Anyways, let's not get bogged down in that right now. We are talking our favorite tiki bars across the country. I'm going to start because
go for it.
I am here. Scott used to live out here in Los Angeles, but then he wisened up and decided he would like to buy a big giant house and live a nice life. So he moved to Florida where he could do that. Oh man, it's so expensive here. But anyways, we are in the
blur my background.
What's that?
I can blur my background.
Yeah, he can blur his background there. But okay, I'm going to say right out front, my favorite tiki bar is a tiki bar that used to not be my favorite tiki bar because it was small, a little bit kind of dark, but it's the oldest tiki bar in Los Angeles. It's the Tonga Hut. And wait a second, I got something here from the Tonga Hut I want to share. So I officially, I'm wearing the Tonga Hut hat too. Tonga Hut. I am officially a member of the Tonga Hut Order of the Drooling Bastards.
Does that mean you had every single drink they have on the menu?
78. I had 78 of their drinks. We had a year to do it, and they give you this little thing. I buck off. Yeah, buck off. I get a buck off all my drinks now going forward. And I started it when Marie was the master of ceremonies over at the Tonga Hut, and then she left to go to Florida, and we finished with some great folks over there. Tonga Hut. But here's the reason why Tonga Hut's my absolute favorite tiki bar in the Los Angeles. Well, it's really close behind another one, but because they do their drinks perfectly, they do the drinks classic. Like when you go through the Beach Bum Berry book, they do their drinks classic. Yep. That doesn't mean I hate all these other places where they do variations of it, but Tonga Hut is where you go to get your drinks exactly how you want them to be.
So you and I have argued about this multiple times on the way down to Key West, about the Florida Tiki Bar.
I got some. What is this?
Mint. It's mint. It's mint. Yeah. It's fine as a garnish, but you don't muddle that into your drink. Anyway, on the way down to Key West, you and I have had arguments about this, which you touched on a little bit, but the quintessential tropical bar versus the actual tiki bar. And there's kind of a stigma here in Florida where if you have a bar close to the sand and you have some thatched hut, you're a tiki bar.
No, that's called a beach bar.
Agreed. I disagree with that. And you and I have had experiences both in that situation where we go and we roll up to this bar and we're like, this is not a tiki bar. There's no.
I know. You look on your map.
Drinks on this at all. There's a $3 vodka tonic made with the worst vodka you could ever dream of. If you were in college, could you handle that? Not the same thing as what I would consider a tiki bar. But I will say, in Central Florida, in the last probably 3 to 4 years, we've gotten some really good tiki bars here locally.
Why don't you talk? Okay, So Scott, you sent some photos in. Take us. What's one of the tiki bars that you got there in Central? I noticed that the one that you took me to is not included here, but we'll mention that one.
Oh,
right.
You said you had photos of that, so yeah, we can talk about that one too.
Yeah, I'll look.
I have a comeback story for that one, so we'll talk about that.
All right.
Bit. Yeah.
So let's talk. Hey, let's talk about this one. I'm going to pull this up right now. We're starting with something called, what is this?
This is Permanent Vacation.
Yes. What a name.
It's in Maitland, Florida, which is like just north of downtown, very close to downtown. It's also Permanent Vacation. So
downtown Orlando.
This Tiki Bar is a fully immersive Tiki Bar, which you don't get a lot. So I think we've all been to, any of us who are Tiki fans have been to Tiki Bars that are like Trader Sam's, which is a fully immersive Tiki Bar. Somebody orders
Walt
a drink.
Disney World and
Disneyland
Florida and out in California.
Yep. So someone orders a drink and the lights dim, thunder rolls, the soundtrack plays, everything happens. It's a fully immersive experience. So Permanent Vacation is our first, shouldn't say that. Second fully immersive Tiki Bar outside of Trader Sam's at Walt Disney World. It's very small. What?
There you go. You're there. We thought we were losing you.
Oh, it is very small. Like I think a lot of fully immersive Tiki Bars are, because it would be incredibly expensive to make that into a large area. Hard to get into. Got to have reservations. They drop every Wednesday. I hate that I'm telling people that, because now
wait, what drops every Wednesday?
Reservations for Permanent Vacation. So they drop every Wednesday for the following week.
Nice.
Is it just a bar, or do they have like food and everything too? Or
they're connected to a dive bar, which is interesting. So it's one of those back of a bar type situations. So they get stuff from the kitchen for the regular bar. So they do have snacks and light bites. They have a bar, and then they have a couple of booths around the back. It really is like a Trader Sam's kind of thing. It's very small, very intimate. But every drink that gets ordered, there's some sort of show that goes on. And I didn't send you any videos, but I have a video of that rum barrel that you showed the picture of. They also do, which is kind of cool, they do holiday themed stuff. So we went for Christmas, and they had holiday Christmas themed drinks. So they had like a chocolate painkiller, which came in an interesting cup. They had like these cranberry drinks, and then what they tinseled out all of their normal tiki decor in Christmas decor, which is pretty cool. So
what do you mean they covered it all with tinsel and everything?
Yeah, they put like a, tinsel on top of a skull, or stuff like that. There's like ornate little tiny things that they did around the decorations. So it's a good spot. It's just hard to get into.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, we're going to throw it over to Jake. And I think, okay, so this bar is called Permanent Vacation. It's in Maitland, Florida, right outside Orlando, Florida. I remember, Scott, when I was there, you took us to another bar, which I'm going to download the pictures right now and let you talk about that one. But we were trying to get up to this one, but it was so hard to get a reservation. So I think it's very cool. I did see they were one of the sponsors, or they were one of the bars featured in this weekend's Tiki A Go-Go, and a lot of people went over there. Now, I'll be honest with you, I saw some of the pictures. It looks kind of like a dark and sinister like experience in there.
It is dark. I bought a mug there that I think I sent you a picture of. It was like a demon mug that they had for their Halloween. So they did a Halloween set where they do specialized mugs and specialized drinks, and they did Christmas, same thing. And I caught one of the last of the demon mugs that I bought, which it actually scares me every time I go downstairs. But
I saw they had a demon, it's the Baphomet demon with the fire, and it looks like he's ready to eat children. like a visual in there during Halloween. I was like, holy crap, that thing looks terrible.
Yeah, I bought a T-shirt that I'm not wearing, but I should have been wearing, that has Santa roasting on a spit with zombies. And I bought that, and then Rachel bought a long sleeve version of that. So yeah,
that's cool. All right, I'm gonna send this to Jake. So we're throwing it back over to Jake. Jake, of course, is there in Columbus, Ohio. So Jake, what is this?
So back in I think it was August last year, I went to go visit my brother Josh, who lives in Denver, Colorado, and he knows I like tiki, so he's like, dude, I gotta take you to this place. It's awesome. So this is Adrift in Denver, Colorado. There's the outside picture of it. Inside photo there. Very cool. Similar to Trader Sam's in a way where you say like immersive, where.
And I've only got 3 pictures from that one.
Oh, okay. Drinks are, certain drinks they make a whole production out of. They'll do the sirens. They'll, spray the water and do similar kind of stuff. I don't know who, first did that, but they do that as well. Very fun. Every big, boat drink kind of thing is a big production, all kinds of stuff. So very cool.
So that's Denver,
Colorado. Yeah.
Denver, Colorado, Adrift. And you guys visit, when did you visit? Last year?
I think it was August last year. I went out to go visit my brother who lives in Denver to go see Weezer. They were playing a show there. And I was just like, we just planned a trip around that. And he just was like, show me around. He's like, you got to go to this place. I know you love tiki stuff. So I'm there and I'm just like, snapping pics the whole time, and we got some really good drinks. Of course, I always get, every time I go to a tiki bar, I get a zombie and a Mai Tai. It's kind of like my go-to. And then if I get anything else, I just see what else they have. Unless they have something very specific that's like unique to whatever their place, but that's usually my go-tos. And they had some good stuff. So,
well, I got to say, just real quick, the Mai Tai is how I judge every
Me too.
tiki bar, because it's a pretty simple drink to make. A zombie is very complex, but a true Mai Tai, if it's made well, gives me faith in all the rest of the drinks I'm going to have. So I'm totally on board with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the test. It's like chips and salsa at a Mexican restaurant.
Right.
Well, I'll be honest with you. My very first drink when I go into a restaurant is the zombie. It not just because it's the most powerful, because it is, but
yeah, it is.
If you can make a good zombie that tastes, it's got the bitterness and the cool bitterness bite of a zombie, I'll trust you with the rest of your drinks. But my Tai is the same way. My Tai is the same way.
But nobody makes a true zombie except for Don the Beachcomber restaurant, which is only here in Florida. I've never had one. Even in Savannah at Bamboo Room, where the guy told me, I will make you an original zombie, and I told him to make me one. It was not.
All right, Bamboo Room. Let's talk about Bamboo Room.
There we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal all the thunder.
No, this is a good transition. Bamboo Room. I've only got 2 pictures from the Bamboo Room.
Yeah, I know. I apologize. There's pictures that are lost somewhere. I don't know where
Scott's
they are.
the world's worst photographer, but
yeah,
just describe.
Or I'm the best photographer that can't find my photos. Anyway,
either that or you're like 2 zombies in when you start taking pictures is what it usually is.
That's part of the problem too. Yeah. Bamboo Room is in downtown Savannah, right in the walking district. It's a great location. It's a large restaurant, tiki restaurant, on the 2nd floor. They have pretty good renditions of drinks, but they also have some incredible decor, which I apologize that I have not captured in those photos. But they have like some shrunken head cases that have like the little, shrunken head guys inside of them and everything like that. So it's very well done. And one of you can kind of see here, they've got, they got some Japanese fishing floats and some other stuff going on, some thatch.
Where is the Bamboo Room?
Savannah.
Okay, cool.
Georgia. The best thing about Savannah, Georgia, is that you can get a drink and you can walk around with it.
It's kind of like Vegas, right?
Yeah, kind of like Vegas. But it's a solid place to stop. I wouldn't say it's out of this world as far as the tiki drinks. They're not bad. They have like a Jet Pilot, which is good.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, and they got some others, which, by the way, Jet Pilot is the more common zombie drink that you're going to find elsewhere. I mean, there's a lot of similarities there between a Jet Pilot and a zombie. So I would say if you love zombies, try a Jet Pilot anywhere you go, because it's probably going to be closer than the actual zombie that they have on their menu, which is weird, but it probably will be.
All right. Who is this one? Who's this?
Me.
All right,
Suffering
Scott.
Bastard.
Suffering Bastard. Tell us about this.
That's Sanford, Florida. So that's
it is there then. Okay. Oh
Yeah.
man. Tell us about this.
Yeah. So this is a secret menu drink. It's the Jet Puff Marshmallow Man, if you couldn't already tell. The thing I love about this drink is it's a riff on a painkiller, but instead of using coconut cream, they use marshmallow cream. Hence Marshmallow Man.
Nice.
That's cool. Okay, let's look. We got
very well done. Yep.
Ooh.
That's a zombie in the zombie mug.
Okay, and I think one, and then another.
Yeah, another zombie mug. Trying to get again, I don't know where all of our actual bar photos went, but
they went. You guys drink? You drank them under the tables. What happened?
It's got to be that. It's got to be that.
No, okay. So Suffering Bastard.
That place. Okay, so it's in Sanford, Florida.
Okay, for those who don't know Orlando, Sanford is right north of Orlando. Like you're going towards Daytona Beach.
Probably like 30 minutes downtown, 30 minutes northeast of downtown. Great little walkable downtown area. That bar is in the back of a brewery, which you can easily walk past. Very small, tiny little space. Up until recently, the most legit tiki bar in this area, for sure. They have
besides Trader Sam's.
More.
Oh, really? Really? You
Yeah.
think it beats,
Yeah.
it beats out Trader Sam's, huh?
Yeah, their menu is bigger.
Nice.
It's more authentic. The decor is pretty cool. Again, I apologize. Somewhere I have pictures of their decor, but they have like lights inside skulls over the bar. They did a really good job on it. But they have all these. They have riffs on the traditional drinks, which I love if they're done well. Kind of like the Jet Puff Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I love. Where would it go? The Marshmallow Man, and that's so perfect for right now with Ghostbusters, the new movie out.
Yeah, so it is a solid tiki bar for sure.
All right, so but you say the drinks, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the drinks?
At there. Suffering Bastard,
yeah,
they're 8 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good.
That's awesome.
Really
all right,
nice.
Here's our next one. We did a drift. Oh, here's one that I personally love, and I'm so glad that Jake put this in. Frankie's Tiki Room in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Tell us about this, Jake.
Such a classic. This is I was just in Vegas back in October with Cheeseman. Luke Cheeseman.
Oh, yeah, Luke was there.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that's right. You can tell it's got all the cobwebs all over the back.
Yeah.
There.
That picture might actually be from, I think they got mixed up a little bit. That one might actually be from the Golden Tiki.
Oh,
but they're all I kind of put them all together, like Frankie's and Golden Tiki.
Oh,
so.
I didn't realize that. Because this is...
Okay. So that right there is Frankie's. Yeah.
Okay.
Just some of the decor and Frankie's. And when you talk about just like a certain feel of like tiki bars, like that dive, it's so Vegas. It's like you walk in, it's just, stale cigarettes. It just smells, gross, but in a good way. It's like you walk in there, you're just like, this is awesome. And it's all smoky and, good drinks, good, you can get really nice tiki mugs. I have a couple, I don't know, you can't really see them, right? Some of my mugs are up there from Frankie's.
Nice.
There's a slot machine one and there's an Elvis one and stuff. Just awesome stuff. Yeah.
The thing I love about Frankie's, and if you don't mind, just go ahead and throw in, Golden Tiki as well.
Sure.
Frankie's and Golden Tiki, the two Vegas tiki bars that most people that go to Vegas, if they like tiki, they probably are aware of. What's so significant about these tiki bars that you're not going to find almost anywhere else in the world? 24 hours a day.
Exactly. I was going to say, yeah, it's like, besides that, it's like 24 and you can probably smoke in them, I guess. I don't know. It's like,
yeah. So I did a layover in Vegas on my way back home from visiting the folks on the East Coast in South Carolina. For me, during Christmas time, it's cheaper, thank goodness, to stop in Vegas and do a layover than it is to fly direct when it comes to, at least I keep telling myself that, because I got off my plane at like 1:00 in the morning and I went straight over to Frankie's. I got there about 2:00 in the morning and enjoyed some tiki goodness at from like 2 until 4 in the morning. And it was so cool. The bartender, they were super cool. He was showing me different kinds of drinks that he makes. They do their own spin on drinks. It's not necessarily, from what I understand, it's not necessarily the most old school drinks from Don and Trader Vic's, but they're strong. And like you say, Frankie's does have that kind of like a cigarette encrusted old school dive bar, but it is very cool. It's a very cool spot. And right now it's all the streets around it are under construction. So when you drive past it, it looks like it's in the middle of a construction yard too. So
the first time I went was with Lisa back in 2019. We were there visiting her brother in Vegas, and we happened to go to, in Vegas, there's an Evel Knievel themed bar where it's like a pizza bar or pizza shop, whatever, but drinks and stuff. And we went there, and then we went to Frankie's, and just total crazy random tiki fate. We ended up, I had no idea who he was at the time. We're talking to this guy. He ends up being what's his name, Holden Westland, the guy who's like the CEO, whatever, owner of like Tiki Farm, who makes all these mugs for all these like
it's the biggest mug producer, I think, in the country.
It was literally like me, Lisa, and this guy Holden Westland, who's like the head tiki dude of like all these like crazy mugs and stuff. It was amazing. I had no idea who he was. We're just like talking about stuff, and then we later like Googled and like, what was that? What did he say, Tiki Farm? And I'm like, holy crap, this dude is like, it's like
that's very cool.
Big deal. Really fun.
Contrast Frankie's real quick for us to Golden Tiki.
Frankie's seems much more old school Vegas. It's tiki. It's got a lot of cool theming to it, a nice artwork and stuff. But it's, I don't know. Golden Tiki is like more kicked up in the sense that like they have more decor. They have a whole wall of like little shrunken heads that they'll take based off like different celebrities you'll see of like, I don't know, like I think like Bret Michaels and people were like Ron Jeremy and people like that. I think they have like little shrunken head versions.
The shrunken head of Ron Jeremy is in there.
Right.
It's actually like a full size head that is shrunk from his. Yeah, we get it.
But Golden Tiki is more. I don't know. They're both great. I think Golden Tiki is more like if you wanted to show someone who doesn't really know about anything about Tiki bars or Tiki culture, or whatever, it's more fun, I guess. It's bigger, brighter, more whereas Frankie's is more like, oh, this is kind of like the more like dive bar kind of like.
Wait, I don't know if you can see it, but this is from the Golden Tiki.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. Whoops, there we go.
Yeah, there's all like
Ron Jeremy's the longest one, yeah.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna post up, if you guys go to our website, thetikifreaks.com, or go to the Tiki Freaks on Instagram, I'm gonna post all these Golden Tiki photos up, plus a little bit of video of, they have like a one of the birds like from the Enchanted Tiki Room, but it's not the Enchanted Tiki Room because this bird is naughty and he says the worst things possible. And you're sitting there listening to him talking, like, is he really saying that? So it's hilarious. All right. So that's the two two main Vegas venue. I think Jake, is there a third Vegas Tiki bar?
There is something that's newer that Lisa told me about before I went to Vegas to see Cheeseman and everyone to go to the concert. She's like, oh, you should check out this other place.
It's down in Resort Worlds, I think. I think it's a new spot. Yeah.
I know it's not, it's something like,
we'll find it.
I don't know. I want to say like Spider Monkey or so. It's some kind of like weird name. It's something like that. It's like the monkey I don't know, something.
All right. So since I am more than halfway done with my drink, that means we're more than halfway done with the podcast. We are kind of going to go for a landing here. But Scott, tell us about this one right here. Where is this Tiki Bar?
That is Porco, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio, which I'm sure Jake has stumbled his way there at some point.
Sorry, I was wrong. I think it's called Red Dwarf.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about it in Vegas.
That's the one.
The Red Dwarf.
Oh no, there is. Okay, wait, hang on. There is also, I think, Golden Monkey. So I don't know, something like that.
We'll cover.
I think Red Dwarf was the place that Lisa said to check out, but we never made. But Luke and I never made it over there. So.
All right, tell us about Porco.
Yes. Porco in Cleveland, awesome place.
Yeah. Porco is solid. It's an awesome place. It's small. They got really great decor. They have a. Can I cuss on this?
Yeah, we're adults. We're drinking.
They have a shit ton of mugs displayed around, like probably the most I've ever seen at a tiki bar. It's very impressive. I know none of those photos actually show that, but they have so many. Their bar is really cool. It's inlaid with stir sticks and some other things. Like it's very well done. They have a lot of riffs on the classics. They don't have a lot of classics, if I remember right.
Is that right,
maybe
Jake?
That's changed, but
I was there. Sorry, I was there 2 years ago. Friend of the show, Mike Dunn. Jim knows Dunn.
Scott, do you know us? No, that's right, Scott. You didn't come out for that one.
We were there. We were in Cleveland to go see Rage Against the Machine. They were playing at the big arena down there. I mean, it was COVID had pushed back the concert 2 years, so we finally made it out. And then we were hitting the town, whatever, going to different bars around here. I'm like, I got to go to this Tiki Bar. I heard it's really cool. Yeah. And he's like, let's go. So we went, but we only had time to get one drink. So I don't even know what he got. Knowing him, he probably got like a Long Island iced tea or something. But like, that's his go-to. It's always his go-to. But I think I got a zombie or something. I don't know. But it was good. It was just being there for the short time we were there. I had a really cool conversation with the bartender. I, plugged the Tiki Freaks, and she was all like, "Oh, that's awesome. What's it called again?" And she was like looking up on her phone, and she was like, she followed us right away. Like, I'm like, boom, followed. I got you guys. Like, nice.
Scott, when did you get up there to Cleveland?
Oh, that's probably three. Well, trying to remember if it was before or after COVID, but it's been a few years for sure.
That's cool.
So, like I said, her sister, Rachel's sister, has a house right by there, so she frequents Porco's.
Cool. All right, so
there are some. Oh, sorry, real quick. There are some really good tiki bars in Ohio. Unfortunately, right now in Columbus, there's only really one that's still around. It's called the. Oh my God, I'm just gonna blank out. Huli Huli Tiki Lounge.
Yeah,
and it's a nice place. Luke's been there. He took his family and stuff. It's nice. It's I don't know how it's very modern, sleek tiki kind of style where it's like you see that more and more, but it's good stuff. They got solid drinks, good food. Obviously, Columbus has the history of the Kahiki, which was one of the greatest tiki restaurants.
Palaces, tiki palaces.
Right. Yeah. Polynesian dining experiences. And I remember going as a kid, and it was just, amazing.
Up until we have left, sadly, is the Mike down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
We had
Florida,
which is opening back up soon, right?
Yeah.
We did have a great one. We did have a great one in Columbus for a while that actually had some old memorabilia from the Kahiki, and it was in downtown Columbus, and it was called the Grass Skirt Tiki Room, and it was so good. It was awesome. They would have like tiki get-togethers in the parking lot. People would have vendors and stuff. People selling old mugs and things. I actually bought. Hold on.
He's gonna fall and hit.
I got
We're gonna collapse.
This is
I'm waiting for that.
This is an original Kahiki mug.
Oh,
you see on the bottom?
Cheeseman has one of those too.
I bought this at the Grass Skirt Hula Hop. They called it, like in their parking lot. So they had like, surf rock bands playing, people selling stuff. It was amazing. But yeah, right now Columbus has the Huli Huli. That's our go-to. Good place. Always good stuff. But
cool.
Obviously nothing like what you guys have. But
wait. No, Columbus had. I mean, you guys had one of the grandest tiki palaces the country knew, and at the time, I tell you what, the Maikai is a treasure. Scott, I can't wait to go see it. If you get down there before I get there, just tell me about it. I know that we might be coming to visit. I might be there next month. It's not going to be open next. Ooh, what is that, Jake?
This is. I just want to show this real quick too. This is the place that closed. It's the Grass Skirt Tiki.
Oh yeah,
the Grass Skirt, and this was their coffee mugs they had for if you ordered a coffee. It came in this
coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
And I bought this.
In San Diego. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I bought this after they closed. They had I forget what they called it, like a punk rock tiki garage sale and stuff, and they were selling old things. So yeah, it's definitely a.
I was watching a documentary on Tiki this weekend, the resurgence of the renaissance of Tiki, which is what we're going through right now. It's not the first wave of Tiki from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, but this is like the second wave. And that it was saying that all the punk rock followers of the 70s, a lot of them have found their new way of life is Tiki. So the punkers became the Tiki followers, which I think is very cool. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, Scott, I want you to wait, Jake. You sent me a really interesting one, Lake George. Tell me about this Tiki bar.
This is in upstate New York, up in the Adirondack Mountains, and it's a whole touristy area called Lake George. But they have this, I don't know when it originally opened or whatever, but it's a really cool hotel, kind of, Polynesian inspired, themed place called the Tiki. And when I go to the picture, that was the
let me go back.
They have a whole dinner club. This one.
Can you go back to the 16-ounce PPR for $4?
Wait, is that on the sign?
It's on the sign.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. Indoor pool, breakfast cafe. So yeah, definitely very touristy, kind of run down and stuff. But we had been there before, and it's weird because it's a hotel, and they actually do have once a year. They call it the Ohana, Tiki. Hold on, I'm sorry. It was like I just had it a minute ago. There's something like the Ohana Tiki get together. They have it at Lake George every year. So people show up and they have a big get together. They have the pool there. They have all these kind of outdoor, huts kind of thing and stuff on the outside. It's really cool. We went there a couple years ago and they had an indoor, bar and everything. So we had drinks there and it was fine, but it's just more about the fun kind of oh, this is cool. It's nice that you're in upstate New York in the Adirondack Mountains and there's a Tiki place, it's cool.
That's cool. Scott, Florida is getting it all. Florida, I'm telling you, I just think the fact that Marie is there. Well, Florida, it seems like it's a natural spot for Tiki. California is the birthplace of Tiki, and maybe Florida, it's the two tropical parts, the sides of the country. But I think, Scott, you have one more. Let me see. You might have.
Oh, I have tons of places if you want me to talk about them.
We'll talk about them, but let's go over this one. This one, I'm really happy that I got it on here. Where's this? I'm hoping I got the right stuff, Scott. That's Aku Aku.
Wait, go back. Oh, it is Aku. Yeah, it is Aku.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, yes, that is not Aku Aku though. Go back.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Where's that? Oh, maybe it is.
It is Aku Aku.
I don't know. I've never.
There's my drink at Aku Aku. There's my Mai Tai.
Anyway, Aku Aku. So this is kind of a resurgence story. This is a very small tiki bar, as you know, Jim.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's bigger than a lot. It's a tiny one, but it's
small as far as the bar and the output of drinks. It's slow. You got to be patient.
I know. I have a video of them making a drink that I ordered, and I said, "Can I video this?" Oh my gosh, it's like 5.5 minutes long. Remember there was that couple, they were on their first date. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I film this?" And for the next 5.5 minutes, my hand is between them. I'm like, I really am sorry. I thought this was going to go like that.
Yes. So Aku Aku. So the first time I went there, which was years ago, they were not good. I'll be honest. I went there a few times and I tried them out. They had all kinds of weird riffs on drinks. They used way too much fruit juice.
Yep.
And they did not do a good job on any, even the classic drinks, which was a small handful of things that they had, and they had these riffs on and stuff. I didn't go there for probably 2 or 3 years because I had given up on them. And then I went back there. I forget why. I was downtown for some reason, went there, and they completely changed everything. Their menu, the way they make stuff, everything. Now it is in my opinion, it's a legitimate tiki bar.
Oh, good.
They're making things very well. It's still slow. It's a tiny bar. You could have 2 bartenders max working the bar.
Yeah, I do not remember that. Yeah,
which when you're making tiki cocktail, yeah. So you can see like that's me, the back of me, which looks fantastic. And then behind that is the bar where they're actually making drinks. So you can see how short it is. It's very small. There's usually only 1 bartender, maybe 2. When you're making craft tiki cocktails, they take a while, right? They have a lot of ingredients, measurements. You can't just be like, I'm just going to do this and dump it all in there. So it takes a while. But they've 100% upped their game. I would say they are another legit tiki bar here in Orlando. They're right on Lake Eola, which is kind of cool.
Downtown Orlando, Lake Eola is kind of like the picturesque center of the city.
Yep. So you can usually walk in there and get a drink. It might be kind of crowded. Maybe you have to stand, but you can get a drink. It's not crazy. But I think part of that is that they've had to compete with places like Suffering Bastard, Permanent Vacation, Honolulu Harry's, which isn't a great tiki bar. It's also good. I didn't give you any photos of that.
Where's Honolulu Harry's?
Tiki drinks.
Where's that at?
It's just north of downtown.
You guys got so many tiki bars there.
We do now. We did not when I first moved here. We had Aku Aku and Trader Sam's, and that was it. And Aku Aku at that time, in my opinion, was not a good tiki bar. So,
what do you guys think? I'm just curious. Do you prefer Disneyland Trader Sam's or Disney World Trader Sam's?
Land.
Why?
I was just curious.
In World, it's called the Grog Grotto. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I like Land because it is it has a larger outside area that is more themed. I feel like it's just a little bit better. I'm not saying that they're light years apart from each other because I do think they're close, but the one thing I like about here is you can carry your drink and go wherever the hell you want to go, which you cannot do in California. So
wait,
right.
But you're there. You can't take it. You can't take it on the boat over to, because in Florida it's located within.
You used to be able to.
Oh, can you? Because
you used to be able to take it on the monorail or the boat. So
just to clarify, we're talking about Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, which is inside the Polynesian Resort Village. What do they call it now? They keep changing the name. The Polynesian Resort. There at Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, and it's right on the monorail. You could jump on the monorail. You can take your drink, your giant pineapple across.
You used to be able to.
Well,
you cannot anymore. But we used to do that all the time. So we would.
Were people getting out of hand?
Magic Kingdom is a dry county, as we would call it. So we would go over to Trader Sam's and get a drink, and then we would drink it on the way back to the dry county before we went back in there.
One of the most fun. I just got to stop you. One of the most fun I ever had there, Scott, in Florida, is that one time when some of us came to visit you guys there in Florida. We were supposed to do the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, but for some reason, this tropical depression landed and stuck itself over Orlando, and it rained for like 4 days straight. Not just a little bit of rain; it's the kind of rain that cuts you in half. It's that. So we were standing in the middle of the parking lot, all of us, almost melting with so much rain. We said, "What are we doing? Let's go do the monorail crawl." And that's what we did. We hit the monorail. We hit Polynesian,
Grand Floridian, Contemporary.
Yeah, Contemporary, and it was great. So anyway,
I think I was just gonna say I like the inside of Disney World Trader Sam's better, but I like the outdoors of Trader Sam's at Disneyland better because it's more. But my favorite memory from Disney World Trader Sam's was a couple of years ago. We went and the inside was, booked. You go in, you put your name on the list, and they'll be like, "We'll call you," whatever. So we ended up just going outside, and I was like, the one thing I hadn't tried yet at the time was the Nautilus drink. I never had it. So I'm like, "Can I get the Nautilus?" She's like, we can't do it. I forget why that. She's like, "We can't do it outside because whatever." They couldn't.
They have to put it in like multiple plastic cups or something.
That's what they said. I was like, "Could I just get it in like the equivalent in cups?" And she was just like, "I knew I liked you." Yes. So then she brought out like 4 plastic cups or whatever it was.
Nice.
Like it was just full. So that was a lot of fun. I just had them all like walk.
I do remember when one of my first times going to that location there in Florida, Scott. It was like probably like 8 years ago. We were there for visiting, going to Hollywood Horror Nights and all that stuff in the fall. But as it usually happens, a hurricane starts moving into Florida. There was a hurricane warning for all of Walt Disney World. When they start locking down, they close the parks early and everybody go back to your resorts and stuff. And one of the places that was open was Trader Sam's right there. And there's a hurricane bearing down on Florida, but yet we get over to Trader Sam's and there's a 2-hour wait to get in.
Look, I have no hate for Trader Sam's. They do a really good job. Are they the best tiki bar in Central Florida? No, they're not. But
I would describe them more like the Golden Tiki. They're theme restaurants. All tiki restaurants are kind of theme restaurants, but they're more theme park restaurants.
They're a gateway tiki.
It's a gateway drug.
Exactly. Like
exactly.
That's what you take people to, and they're like, "Wow, this is great." And then,
okay, guys, we have wrapped up all of our photos, and so in our last 5 minutes here, let's list off. Okay, so let me just review real quick what we have gone. We've talked about permanent vacation there in Orlando, Florida. The Bamboo. Where's this one at?
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah. What's it called? Bamboo Club. Bamboo
Room.
Bamboo Room. We've talked about the Suffering Bastard, which is outside Orlando, Florida. It's in where?
Sanford.
We've talked about Adrift, which is in Denver, Colorado, right, Jake?
Yep.
We've talked about, of course, the old Standby Frankie's Tiki Room in Las Vegas. We also talked about the Golden Tiki. Scott, did you talk about Inferno?
I did not.
Wait, yeah, tell us about where's Inferno?
That's in Indianapolis, Indiana. So Inferno Room is quite the spectacle.
You can't tell from these pictures you sent.
Well, keep going.
No, I don't have any. Okay, let me see. What else?
You have one. You have one with
all the pictures. Okay.
You have one with a big flame on it.
Oh, let me get that one.
So Inferno Room is like a 2-story building that is dedicated to tiki decor. And granted, my photos don't do it justice.
No.
We could do a whole podcast on all their tiki decor. It's out of control how good it is. But it is a solid place. They have a lot of non-original tiki drinks, but they do a very good job mixing them up.
Wait. But when you say non-original, because tiki drinks are coming up all the time.
I mean non-traditional, like
not the old school.
Yeah. But if you find the one where she lit her whole body on fire, basically, there's like a spectacle to that whole place. It is great. If you're in Indianapolis and you find yourself near downtown, you definitely have to go check it out.
Wait. I'm almost there. This is complicated. Okay, Inferno.
While I'm doing that, can I make a plug for Beach Bum Berries Latitude 29 in New Orleans, which Rachel and I stumbled on years ago when we were in New Orleans, just off of Bourbon Street. We got dropped off and we were walking, and then we were like, "Hey, this looks cool." Tiki Bar-ish. Walked in there. Little did we know it was Beach Bum Berries Bar, which, as you know, he's one of the 3 tiki idols. Yes, exactly.
He's the guy who collected all the recipes together.
He has more recipes in any of his books than anybody else, period. And I have the Trader Vic's book as well, which has some good stuff in there. But Beach Bum Berry has spent his life trying to recreate and make sure we can all enjoy some of these original lost recipes from the old days of tiki. We stumbled into this bar. It is fantastic. If you ever find yourself in New Orleans stumbling around, which if you're in New Orleans, you will be stumbling around, make your way down to Beach Bum Berry's Latitude 29.
That
highly recommend. Highly
Scott,
recommend.
we've talked about boys trip, PCFM down to New Orleans, man. Beach Bum Berries.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick shout out too, because we didn't really talk about it tonight, but probably my favorite tiki bar, definitely one of them, is in Chicago, 3 Dots and a Dash.
I went there with you. I went there with you
love
guys.
3 Dots. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jake. I was going to say, absolutely. Absolutely.
We went there. Lisa and I went, and Jim was there too before
I went there during the Star Wars
celebration.
We got snowed in.
Mm-hmm. Star Wars Celebration 2019.
Yep, 2019.
We went and just talk about just an amazing bar. It's incredible. Like just the theme, everything, like the drinks, everything's just awesome. You walk down the staircase and there's just a wall full of skulls. It looks like you're going in like the Temple of Doom or something.
Yeah.
And just the super fun themed drinks they had. The one we were there when that lady ordered the Shocktopus, they called it, where it's like the octopus that had all the different shots on all the arms and all the dry ice and the smoke and stuff.
I know all the smoke. It was smoky and everything. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Did you guys order the zombie? The like their zombie? It's a 4-person drink, and it comes in a giant crystal skull.
No,
and they do dry ice in there, so it has all this smoke coming out of it. I have a video. I'll send it to the two of you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show it on here sometime, Jim. But
that's
we ordered a halvesy of that for the two of us. It was pretty spectacular. But yeah, you're right. That place is it's a solid.
Oh, I got a picture. Wait. Well, here's our picture. Here's a picture of me, Lisa, and Jake at the bar.
Yeah, you're all there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the wall he's talking. Wait, here's the wall he's talking about. The wall of skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a mug you can buy. I don't know if it's still available. They had a mug where it was like a big, rectangular mug that had the skulls on the outside, the blue.
This is a cool skull mug, whatever this is.
Yeah. Definitely I'd say definitely my number one tiki spot. If someone were to say like, what's the best?
I got a picture of the octopus drink as it was happening. The Shocktopus.
It's not a very good pick, Jim.
I'm going to have to post these. Yeah, when people hold their cell phones up to cameras, that's just the worst thing ever. Hey, Scott, real quick. I got this picture of the lady setting herself on fire.
That's the Inferno Room.
Yeah, you wanted to get this picture on there.
Yeah, so this place is a spectacle to behold. So I don't remember which drink this was when we ordered it, but she literally engulfed her body in flames.
That's awesome.
And then we got scared, and then she was like, I'm sorry.
We do kind of have to wrap up because I'm on the West Coast, and I've got plenty of days. Well,
that's the zombie. That's a zombie, by the way. I know it's a bad. Yeah, 3 Dots.
Nice.
Yeah. When did you guys go to 3 Dots, Scott?
Oh, 2019.
Yeah, that's what we all went in 2019 before the world shut down. I got to give a couple of shout outs though. Are we all here? Yeah, cool. We're wrapping up. So since this is our favorite tiki bars from West Coast to East Coast, Tonga Room is the best around here, but it's neck and neck with Tonga Room and this little bitty tiki bar called Tiki Tea. Tiki Tea. The current owner of Tiki Tea, his father was this Filipino man who worked for Don the Beachcomber when they opened in Hollywood and helped to come up with his recipe. So it's kind of a direct line directly into the Tiki Tea on Sunset Boulevard here in Los Angeles. There's a cool documentary about him, but it's interesting. If you want true Don the Beachcomber, either go to Don the Beachcomber there in Florida, and they're taking over, or they're part of something called the Tiki Docks that are
they're changing that. So we were supposed to have a Tiki Docks here, and now they changed it to Don the Beachcomber. So
good. That's so much better.
No, we agree.
So much better. But like out here in California, we don't have a Don's right now. We used to. It was down in Sunset Beach, and they closed about 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, we were so sad. But the direct descendant of Don's is at Tiki Tea. The man there, his dad worked for Don's, and his son, the third generation, is now starting to take over. And it is the smallest tiki bar you'll ever go in. It is so tiny. I also got to do a shout out to the Bootlegger in Palm Springs, the Reef in Palm Springs. I tell you what, they're about to have their big Tiki Caliente convention the first weekend in March. And Rory, he puts together this amazing tiki convention, but he owns 3 different restaurants there. One of them is the Reef in Palm Springs, one of the best tiki bars. And also Tonga Hut has...
You mean May, though, not March, right?
Yeah, in my head, I just see the abbreviation, MA period. It's March is not it. May.
Yeah.
I'm at the bottom of my tiki drink, so of course I'm getting a little whoopy. But like the Tonga Room out in Palm Springs is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go check it out, they also have you can join the Society of Drooling Bastards if you drink 78 drinks in a year. As you go up the stairs, you can also go to the red phone booth. They got a phone booth. You push through the back, and there's secret rooms back there. It's awesome. I love that place. Anyways, there and one more place. Ventiki. This place is in Ventura. If you're driving from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara, halfway there, as soon as you see the ocean, there's this town called Ventura. Pull off and go to Ventiki. The bartender, Josh Papuza is amazing, and he has invited us to come see his home tiki bar because he is an amazing home tiki bar. And hopefully some of us here are going to be going to some home tiki bars soon. There's some amazing ones in Florida. Jake is... the home tiki bar that is the birthplace of, there's a secret tiki society across the country, and its birthplace is there in Columbus. So that's amazing. So, all right, I had to throw those in there. Do you guys have any last ones to throw in?
I wanted to say something because I kind of messed up earlier talking about the Lake George one. There's an event that happens. It's called Ohana Luau at the Lake. So if you go to Luau, you can't see my phone. If you go to luauatthelake.com, you'll find out all about it. It's a really cool thing. It says Ohana is the greatest, most action-filled, fun, value-packed, biggest little event in Tiki. It's a 3-day charity event held at the historic Tiki Resort in idyllic Lake George, New York.
That's amazing.
Really cool stuff. And you look at like the pictures and stuff, it's awesome. Just check out luauatthelake.com. And
speaking of Florida, how Florida is just like killing it when it comes to Tiki. June 6th through the 9th, they have the
Hukilau.
Yes, the Hukilau, which I am gonna, Scott. If you don't go, we need to get over to that.
Come out here, we'll go to it.
We'll see. It's gonna be in Pompano Beach this year. Pompano Beach.
I will be in the UK that time this year, but maybe next year.
Wait. What are you doing in the UK?
Going to Scotland, Ireland, and London.
Oh, I freaking hate you, and I'm so jealous. Oh, that's so great.
One thing I did not feature, so let me just give a plug to my girlfriend, Rachel, who is fantastic.
Much better photographer than Scott. Let's just say it.
Much better at most things.
Yeah.
We made a tradition out of everywhere we go, she seeks out tiki bars where we're going to be.
I love that she's a true tiki freak.
She found one in Paris, France, called the Dirty Dick. It's owned by an American. There are some pictures that I have of it, but I did not send them to you because I was not 100% sure that those were photos from inside there. But if you ever find yourself in Paris, France, there's also one in Scotland that she found, which I can't imagine Scotland knows anything about doing anything with tiki drinks. But if we go there, I will make sure to take pictures. And by me, I mean her. And then I will not send them to you.
I know every time Scott will send me, hey, I'm in this tiki bar. I'm like, cool. Post or send pictures. Nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna just start getting in touch with Lisa. I'm not thinking about Rachel. And wait, what are you showing?
I start with a zombie.
Scott. Is that still there?
Yes, it is. I wish I could show you, but yes, it is 100%, and it still looks just that good.
So that's
I got it too.
I tell all of my friends, I'm like, I had my friends over after the hurricane hit, and I was doing a tiki bar thing, and I had two artists there, and I was like, here are some chalk markers, draw me a menu, and they did that within 10 minutes. It was amazing.
I love that. Oh, my phone went dark. Sorry. I love and Jake, you were there, right?
Yeah.
You're the one who drew it.
Yeah, I drew. Well, like
him and Luke drew.
We kind of we
Why am I still?
It was mostly Jake, but then Luke just signed his name.
I drew like kind of like the outlines, and then Luke kind of like spruced them up, kind of add a little like made them pop. You know,
that was back when we were first kind of starting out the podcast and the website here, and we went to Scott's place in the middle. Was that in the middle of the hurricane?
That was right after the tropical storm. Yeah, I lost power for 12 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there for a wedding, and we just happened to line up where
it was so odd. Yeah.
That was the day we were at Epcot all day, and we were so tired. Got back to the hotel, and I'm like, I need to go see these guys.
Tiki Bar.
Yeah, it's like, so Lisa's there with Zoe, who's like 2 years old at the time. She's like, sure, go. So I like get an Uber, like go over to your house, and we hang out and have pizza and have some good tiki drinks, and
the
rest is history.
Right, guys. We do have to wrap up. We got to wrap up because look, I've reached the bottom of the cup. I usually can do it a lot faster than this, but we've been gabbing a little bit. Last thing, any other tiki bars you want to throw out as part of your favorites? These are our favorite tiki bars, coast to coast. Any others that we have missed? I'm sure we'll feature some more.
There are others, but I can't think of it.
There are others.
Stormwater in Anaheim. If you've been there, so,
did you guys go that night that you were going to go?
Yeah.
Because all the folks, Stormwater is kind of like a super hard to get into. You have to have a reservation.
We got in. So we were on a trip out to Disneyland, and Rachel was like, "Hey, there's a tiki bar 10 minutes from."
God bless
there.
Rachel. Yeah.
So she booked us a reservation. We got in. I have pictures. I'll send them to you.
I don't believe you. Give me Rachel's number.
We got 2 mugs from that place. So.
All right, Jake, anything else?
There's an awesome tiki bar that we went to a couple years ago called Max's South Seas Hideaway.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. That was amazing. Lisa and I went to Michigan for her cousin's wedding, and they have this. It's like a 2 or 3 story tiki bar in downtown Grand Rapids. It's just awesome. I should have shared pictures, but whoa. What's that?
Is that you, Jim?
That's me. This is like when the cane comes in and pulls you off the stage type stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, check it out.
No. Hey, let's wait. The reason, by the way, if you get a chance, go to the Florida Film Festival this weekend, April 14th, to see the Down the Beach Homer documentary. Scott's not going to be able to do it, because Scott is racing this weekend. That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.